Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to check out William Shatner, Ernest Borgnine, Tom Skerritt, and John Travolta in his film debut, something called The Devil's Rain. Let's watch. This is the Preston family.
Redstone.
And this guy's melting.
He's waiting for the book. Give Corvus.
And that's William Shatner.
What belongs to him.
The Prestons have a book that belongs to this guy named Corvus. It's a satanic book, and Corvus has been chasing it for 300 years.
Take the book to Corvus. It's the only way.
The book's not ours to bargain with.
Oh, please take it.
No.
It has the name of everybody who sold their soul to Satan.
My father.
Corvus is the satanic religious leader, and apparently he's been warring with the Preston family for years. They've been in hiding, but now he's found them, and now he's taking revenge because he wants that book. Shatner's character Mark goes looking for Corvus.
Looks like you've been driving a ways.
And he finds him in Ernest Borgnine.
No, I'm not lost. Use some water? I'll talk to no one but Corvus. Then speak. Where is the book? Where you can't touch it.
Place whatever you have behind those doors. And come out exactly as I went in.
A challenge? My faith against yours.
Mark is a little overmatched in this challenge.
Evil? There is no evil here. Only purity.
Yeah, I think
Is that your fate?
he's overmatched.
Behold!
This is Joan Prather, sister-in-law to Mark, and that's Tom Skerritt. Tom, Mark's brother. They're going to go searching for Mark.
Your journey is about to begin.
Things ain't looking too good for old Bill. They found the church.
Reggae Satanas.
Devil worship.
Well, they're not going to be leaving in that. I think someone knows they're there. They get attacked by a guy who I think might be John Travolta.
What is it, Julie? What are you seeing?
Book.
So we see what happened in the back. Flashback.
God save us from the forces of darkness.
Think ye to destroy something stronger than life by ending life?
And Joan Prather's character, Julie, she can kind of somehow see this.
He was...
Julie! Who is burning?
Hear me, O Lord, of life everlasting. I, Jonathan Corvus, petition thee to let me be thy voice on earth. O Master of the world, hear me.
He's sneaking around in
I
there.
petition.
And then Ernest Borgnine turns into a goat.
Who calls me from out of the pit? What is thy purpose?
So Mark is their victim, torture victim, who knows what they're doing to him. But he doesn't seem to like it much. That's a little creepy.
The Lord of light and darkness. Who is my soul?
Blasphemer! Blasphemer! Seize him!
You, my son, defiled all that is holy.
He's caught. He manages to escape and finds Eddie Albert.
This book was owned by Corvus, what, 300 years ago? It's a registry of the people, the names of the people that he converted to Satan. Who denies pleasure, denies life. Who opens the portals of pleasure, opens the eye of eternity. So we may see the divine.
So now his wife Julie is captured.
I'm grateful that you are aware of them, sir. Unless you allow Tom and Julie Preston to leave here safely.
Now he's holding something called the Devil's Reign, which I guess gives Corbus his power. And somehow Mark gets a hold of it, and they thought he was converted, but apparently not quite. Now without the Devil's Reign, apparently all of Corbus's followers melt. I don't know if they're showing their true age or what, but they're all melting. They're all struggling. Corbus is struggling too. And so is that church. Now for the next couple of minutes, we see the church continue to explode and burn, and the various members melt. Although, is that Corbus? Our last scene in the movie as he hugs his wife, Julie. But is it really Julie? Alright, we have a review from the couch today. The Devil's Reign. Now, this is a movie that's been around forever, and when I say forever, I mean it was played on late-night television over and over again in the 70s and 80s, and a lot of people saw it. I actually never did. I didn't see this movie until 2012 when I reviewed it on my previous channel. But a lot of my friends and cohorts and peers, they saw it because it showed up quite a bit. And I was aware of this movie even in the 80s when I was renting movies, but I actually never found this movie anywhere to rent and copy, so I just never got a hold of it. I believe it is or was in the public domain also, so it shows up on several different compilations, that sort of thing. I'm not sure even what company put this one out. I've had this for a long time. VCI, actually. VCI is actually a pretty good company. This has been released recently on a Blu-ray. I think Scream Factory may have put one out, and I think Severin put out a really nice one not too long ago, too. So there are better versions out there than this particular one, but this one's not bad either. And it's widescreen. Look at that. So anyway, what we have here is basically a devil worship story. There's a family called the Prestons, led by William Shatner, Mark Preston. Apparently his family has this book, and they've had it for 300 years. It belonged to a guy named Corbus, who was like the satanic leader in the 1600s or something like that. Corbus is still around, and because he's got the power of Satan in him, so he can live forever, apparently. And he's been converting people all these years, and this book apparently contains the names of everybody he's converted. Now, why that's important, I don't know. You'd think he could write them down somewhere else, and you'd be fine. But nope, he wants this book back, and he's been chasing this book for 300 years. The Prestons have kind of been on the run, basically trying to shield the book from him. Again, I don't know what power he needs from this book, but whatever. He wants this book. It's his. So he's been chasing them, and apparently he has now found them again. So he's now coming after them. William Shatner goes in search of Corbus, finds him, and says, hey, look, enough is enough. And then he basically challenges him to a faith-off. So they're going to go into this church, and he's like, my faith against your faith. That's what Ernest Borgnine says. Ernest Borgnine is Corbus. Mark, William Shatner's character, fails miserably at this. They end up taking him captive, and they're basically converting him to some sort of Satanist. Well, then Mark's brother, Tom Skerritt, shows up with his wife, Julie, played by Joan Prather. You might remember her from Big Bad Mama. as well as she married David on Eight Is Enough in the TV series and the reunion movies afterwards. So anyway, lovely actress too, by the way. Anyway, they go looking for him in the desert. They also find Eddie Albert, who's some sort of expert and knows what's going on about all this stuff. And they find Corbus. They actually bring the book too. I'm not exactly sure why, but anyway, ultimately, they find out that Corbus's power is held by this thing called the Devil's Rain, which is some sort of liquid elixir or something that they keep in this giant cauldron. And they threaten to destroy the cauldron in the Devil's Rain. And ultimately, that's what happens. Somehow, William Shatner gets a hold of it. They think he's converted at this point, but I guess he's not quite converted yet. And he smashes it. And next thing you know, all of the Satanists start melting, literally melting, and they kind of disappear. Ernest Borgnine appears to have disappeared as well. He falls down this like well or something. The church blows up, and it seems like everything's going to be fine. The last scene in the movie is Julie and Tom embracing each other, but then when we turn around, we see that it's not Julie, it's Corbus, Ernest Borgnine, and he's laughing, and then we see a shot of Julie. She's trapped somewhere, like her soul is trapped somewhere for like eternity or something. I don't know, and that's how our movie ends, with Ernest Borgnine laughing. So anyway, that is The Devil's Rain. The critics were not very kind to this movie at all. I think it's got a little bit of charm to it, plus it has John Travolta's film debut. That one scene where I showed you where Tom Skerritt was sneaking around, and he gets caught. I think Travolta's in that scene. He's hard to recognize, but he's definitely in this movie. And this movie has quite a cast too. Ida Lupino, Eddie Albert, Ernest Borgnine, Tom Skerritt, John Travolta, of course, William Shatner. Pretty damn good cast, actually. But anyway, it's just a typical 70s horror film. And like I said, I think this show used to show up on TV and stuff years and years and years. Late night horror movies, that sort of thing. And a lot of people saw it, except me. I didn't. I've seen it now twice in my life, 2012 and 2020. So anyway, I think it's a decent film. It's okay. It's okay for what it is. No nudity, a little bit of violence, a lot of melting people, and of course Ernest Borgnine and the Bill, William Shatner. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. I'll leave a link to one of the Blu-rays down below if you're looking to buy it, and you should buy it. Check it out. Leave some comments. Watch it. Bye.